everybody. It's kind of a snowy day here, but that's all right. I decided to come and play with the half track for a while, and I thought I'd answer a few of the questions that I get asked every now and then about it. So we'll let her warm up and we'll bring her out in the snow and have some fun. All right, so one of the questions I get, why would I choose these over tire chains? Well, first of all, these look really cool to me. Everyone has tire chains. It's just, these are something you don't see every day. And this isn't my primary tractor, and this isn't my only tractor. So I like them, but they definitely have their place. Are they better than tire chains? In some situations, yes, I would say they are, because they do keep you afloat better in the snow. They give you a wider footprint. And in the mud, and definitely in softer terrain, they work better. Where the chains, they could just dig you down deeper. So these definitely work better here. But if you were just on ice, tire chains would probably be at least the same, maybe better, because these, like I've said in the past, are a pain to back up with. So you can back up with these fine going straight, but if you try to turn, it tries to turn the tracks to come off the wheels backing up, because that's just not how they're set up. They're set up to go forward and pull hard forward. So you have these here, the indents here that grab the big tire treads on the tractor tires when you're going forward and then wedge themselves to it. They don't give it a lot to grab onto when you're in reverse, like if you do get stuck, which I have had this tractor stuck before in the swamp and proven that. Ahead they did spin, going back, the tires spun in them. Now I could have these tracks tighter, and I think they are a little bit loose, honestly, but they work fine for me and for what I'm doing in general. But overall, for an off-woods in the bush machine, I would probably choose these over top of the tire chains, especially in deeper snow. Now there is always the potential to put some sort of a ski on the front of this as well, to keep that front end floating in really deep snow, which if we get really deep snow, I would like to try. So, you know, hopefully we'll get to see that. Another question I get, do you have to use the brakes to steer this? Well, no, because this tractor doesn't actually have brakes. That's broke right off, that does nothing. So this tractor has no brakes. I use the gears to slow myself down going downhill and stuff, which works fine. So I'll show you that anyways. So when you're turning hard, in general they work fine. When you go to turn hard and you cut the wheels, it does shove them a bit. So you get a less sharp turn. Let's say I'm going here, got to turn hard. I'm going to make that turn. I mean, worst case, you throw it in reverse and you back up a little bit. I was saying the tracks don't like to back up and turn. They don't like it, but they will do it. So here, I'll back up and turn. It's not showing it very well here because, of course, now it wants to work fine when I back up and turn. So the problem with the backing up and turning part, right now I don't have a lot of traction in the snow, so it is actually turning like a crawler track or a bulldozer track would. But in the woods or in mud, when there is a lot more traction and they've really grabbed on there, that's when the wheel will slide inside of the track and try to walk off backwards. But right now, like I said, in this situation, it worked perfectly fine. So most of the times it will work perfectly fine. It's just something to get used to, basically. It used to bother me more when I first got the tractor, but I've gotten used to it now and it really doesn't bug me that much. Not that I still can't get in a situation where the track falls off, but worst case scenario, this isn't a crawler. So if the track falls off, I do still have the wheel and I could drag the track home and I could still drive myself home, assuming I haven't sunk in a swamp somewhere. But I mean, nothing's perfect, so that works fine for me. But let's go into the woods and test it out in the woods. So being a smaller tractor with a short wheelbase, it is pretty maneuverable through the woods. It does have lots of power for the size of it too. There is videos of me dragging out logs and stuff with it, which it is very capable. This is a really rough patch. I don't think you can tell on camera, but this is a bit of a swamp crossing. So that's a low wet spot there. Then I come up over the hill and a low wet spot there. I'll just drive through here and then I'll go turn around over there where it is sort of wet as well, just to sort of show the maneuverability of it. I know you can't tell on camera, but this is a relatively tight little trail. It's more of a snowmobile, four-wheeler trail. But yeah, anyways. Yeah, it still can't turn in tight spaces and maneuver through the woods pretty good. So the guy I bought it from, he cut and sold wood for a living, and this was his primary tractor for dragging logs out of his wood lot. And he said it was a swampy wood lot, and he'd be shoving mud right with the front plow mount. So these tracks definitely are capable, like I said. I really like them. But we'll do a little bit more touring through the wilderness here. relatively wooded area, so kind of tight in here. So let's see how I can maneuver through all these tight trees and give you an idea of how maneuverable these little tractors and half tracks are. Little example, but hopefully you got a general idea that they are still maneuverable through the woods, a little forward and backwards, no different than any short tractor without the tracks. Little change of grade. This is all straight down to the rocks. That was all built up for the field. That is like a 3-foot climb, almost just straight up. So I'm fairly confident I would not be able to climb that without the track. Let's see if I can climb with the tracks. I don't really know if I can or not, but let's find out. Alright, got the old girl back in her shed here, all comfy cozy. Shut off the fuel, just letting it shut down. I found that helmet on the trail, buried in snow. Pretty sure that's one of my brother's girl's helmets, must have fallen out of his four-wheeler trailer when he was bringing everything back from one of our family fun days in the snow. But anyways, yeah, all in all, those tracks are very capable. Like I said, they have their ups and downs, but mostly ups in my experience so far. And on these little tractors, they're almost unstoppable, I've found so far. Unless you happen to get it hung right up. But anyways, if this was my only tractor and I had those tracks on it, then it would definitely still be able to do a lot of what I do, skidding wood and stuff. So if you're considering getting tracks for an old tractor like this, to make it a little bit more capable, you come across one for a decent price, then I would say go for it. Because if I saw another tractor with tracks come up for it in my area, I would probably go after it. Oh, there you go. All right, guys, as always, thanks for watching.